pick up in a second. I'm freezing on myself, which is interesting.
Yeah.
Wow.
Internet's not very good today, is it?
I am not quite sure what is going on. Oh, okay. So we're live on Instagram now. We're live on YouTube, but I am frozen. And, you know, we take what we can get right now.
Can you take yourself off and then come back on?
I'm frozen. I'm not sure why. Oh Lord. Okay, so we're going, and okay, so we're on, and you know what? That's fine. Let's just I don't give a shit anymore. Let's go with it. We're gonna go with it. Hopefully we can get our followers back from YouTube that we're here, and look, you know, it's a nice face. It's not the worst face I could be. Far out. I mean, honestly, I don't know why I try sometimes. I do try.
Have you tried your settings?
Oh, I don't know. It's the internet. It's exactly.
Oh, so it's all your fault then.
I'm sorry. It's exactly what you said. It's the internet is just having a major issue struggle-wise. And hopefully if she picks up, then we'll be back on somewhere maybe. Look. Oh,
you had some movement. Oh, that's a good look.
God, this is just amazing.
Oh, and she's
gone. What about that one? What about that one? I'm so sorry.
Oh my God. Fun times at Cryptid Society. There we go.
I mean, why? Why are we trying? Why are we trying?
And the echo is even worse now. It's like 3 seconds behind.
Fuck it. Just stay with that one, okay?
No.
Should we just come back tomorrow and try that tomorrow? Okay, anyway, we've got a few people that have joined us, and we appreciate it so much. We've got a few people on Instagram. We've got a couple of people here over on YouTube as well. And we just want to say thank you so much for getting involved and coming and seeing us. And today we're talking about Cleopatra.
Yeah. And thank you for putting up for our
We have major technical issues most days of our lives, and today is no different. I just don't want to go changing things for the sake of changing stuff, right?
Oh, yeah, we're having the run of doing really good stuff. So.
There we go. How about we just take us both out and put some Cleopatra on there?
Whoop, whoop. Look at those bazookas.
Oh my God. Hey, Cleopatra, I'm so sorry.
Cleopatra.
Yeah, Lisa is 100% frozen. Juliet is echoey. We've got some weird weather going on at the moment. And the weather down in New Zealand and Australia always impacts our internet like craziness, right? It's mental.
Yeah, it does. It's just ridiculous.
Anyway, okay, so we've got loads of photos and images to put up today to help us kind of talk about Cleopatra and her life and the real stories behind it, right? Because, man, as we started looking into this, we were like, there are some interesting things that are not quite what we thought were the story, right? The narrative.
Again, portray things that are portrayed by Hollywood. That's how people learn their history.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. You're totally right. Things that are portrayed by Hollywood. And that's what we found with Tutankhamun, right? And mummies and all these other things.
Yeah. And having missing appendages and having his legs broken off and him being broken to pieces.
Yes. Oh, that's rough. So rough. So rough. Hey, so Juliet, tell me about your life. What's happening right now? Quick little rundowns.
Yeah, that'll make everyone cry. Robbery, floods. The company has gone into receivership. Not this company, another one, the one I work for. Car accidents, my daughter's in a car accident, and the grandson nearly broke his finger. So here we go. That's my
She's
week.
fine. Yeah, she's all good though. Everyone's safe. Most important thing.
Yeah, we're all good. We're all safe. We're still laughing. So crying, you know.
Oh, look, you laugh or you cry, or you just drink copious amounts of alcohol to kind of cover it off, right? It's the only way. It's the only way.
Oh, but I did go to an amazing wedding reception, so that was pretty cool. It was very cool. It was Lebanese, just amazing, absolutely amazing, beautiful, amazing food, crazy music, but it was so much fun.
Oh wow, yeah, I tell you what, so Juliet sent the video through of the husband and wife or the bride and groom walking through the doors, and oh my goodness, it was phenomenal.
Yeah, they just go over the top here, and it's like I've never been to anything like it before. There's fireworks inside, and it was amazing.
Yeah, phenomenal. And the what was the first thing I said to you? The weight of her dress must have been amazing.
Yeah, like this thing was huge. Had a thing. We all kind of, you lift it up and you run around with it. But it was beautiful. It was so stunning. Just the work on it was insane.
Yeah, looks phenomenal.
Yeah.
I'm just writing on Instagram. We're so sorry about the sound and the crap and the everything.
Is it equally for everybody else, or it sounds okay?
No, it sounds crappy. Yeah, it sounds crappy to them too. Yeah. No, yep, it's still shit. It turns out.
Shocking with it.
So yeah, sorry about that, team. Anyway, look, let's get into it. And we'll just work on through as much as we can. But I did want to say before we get into this, a massive, giant thank you to our tech amazing, phenomenal woman, Alison Haitana, who lives over in Australia. She's our Kiwi girl. She is one of our kind of starting points for Cryptid Women's Society, and she has just gone above and beyond with the work that she's done on our members portal and our members website. She is working at the moment, amongst many other things, like getting our members kind of locked in and working properly. Susie? We know that feeling. Susie's finally in, which is great. Yeah, so lovely to have you, mate. But Alison is working on the Arcane Library at the moment. So fingers crossed, we should have an amazing starting point for our library to build, if you will, Library of Alexandria, to build that for our Cryptid Women's Society within the members portal. So we're so excited to get that puppy up and running because, man, it's a game changer, right? Yes, and Susie Monster says, we love Alison. Yes,
we do love Alison.
Yeah, Alison fixes many, many things, and she is phenomenal. She's got a skill set and a half. So if you do want a website done or you're looking for anything like that, she is the woman to talk to because she knows her shit.
She does know her shit.
So that was number one. And number two, if you live in the States, if you are an American state liver, you need to go and watch Discovery Channel Lost Monster Files with our mate Britt and her brother and her friend and a couple of other people that are involved in that. It backs cryptozoology. It promotes the industry. It gets the algorithms going. It helps everyone to grow. So if you are in the States right now, go forth and binge watch the last 3 episodes of the Lost Monster Files. In November, I think it's November the 9th, it becomes released to the world. And so then we'll be able to watch it on Discovery Plus.
Yeah. We don't actually have Discovery Plus here in Australia yet, so we will try and find out somewhere else.
Yeah, 100%. So we will be in that at some point and watching and loving and doing all that stuff, and we'll be able to comment on those episodes and start talking about it and stuff once we actually get access to watch them. If anyone has a black market trade going for episodes, feel free to send them to us.
Lewis.
We're also looking for Expedition Bigfoot, Lewis. Oh, and the other thing that we've just managed to do is set up the secret door. Oh, yeah. We have a secret door at Cryptid Women's Society in the membership. All you got to do is be a truth seeker, and you get to see what's behind the secret door.
Yeah.
So exciting. Yeah, so working real hard on getting these things up and running. And of course, the 2-for-1 deal is running at the moment. If you want to get a membership, now's the time to do it. 2-for-1. And what a good time to buy a Christmas present.
Present. Yeah, I was about to say that. It was a great Christmas present. It would be awesome.
God, yeah, I'd love one. Can someone buy me a membership?
We don't have to do any more work.
Yeah, we can just be members. We just comment on stuff and expect things to happen.
Why is it happening? Oh, we're supposed to be doing it.
Oh, it's because I'm meant to be doing it. Right. I get it. But no, so yeah, super exciting stuff going on. The more you share, the better it is for everyone, and the more we grow.
Yeah. So tell me, Lisa, how's your week been?
Oh my God, so exciting! Like really exciting. Tried to take out a lady at the gym the other day. Juliet and I have decided that, you know, once you hit a certain time in your life as a woman, you get a little bit grumpy. And we've decided we're going to write a book called Cryptids and Menopause. and we talked about if we go cryptid hunting, you know, like Bigfoot hunting, we go into the bush and Bigfoot bloody projectiles a stone at our head. What would we do? Would we be like, and run away? Or would we be like, dude, put that down and go over and get him? And I'm pretty sure
probably chase him through the bush. Yeah.
So we thought that would probably be quite a funny addition to Cryptid Women's Society.
Oh, yeah. Like, don't miss it.
Like hauntings and hormones or something like that, you know? Hormones in a graveyard. Oh, God.
Oh, my God.
So that's where we're at with our life right now. That's great.
Yeah. It has been a bit of a ragey week. So
yes. A little bit stabby, but I haven't. We haven't got to that point yet. Juliet tried to take out an old lady on a scooter. Ask her about it. Somebody ask her about it. What happened to the old lady on the scooter, Juliet?
Nothing. She drove away quite nicely.
And safely.
She was on one piece. Almost not.
Oh God, that's so funny.
Yeah,
no, yeah. It is yeah. It's an interesting world we live in.
We don't normally pick up people at the gym.
Yeah. We don't pick on old ladies and poor women at the gym normally, but you know, look, the shoe fit. Oh God, stop it. I'm so sorry. In the gym.
But I tell you what, she gave just as good back. We'll leave it at that.
Maybe she's going through the menopause as well. Who knows?
I think she went through that like 100 years ago. She'll let me out of the crypt keeper.
Oh my God. Okay, well, look, I tell you what. I don't know if Cleopatra even made it to menopause because she died pretty early on, just like every other Egyptian ruler. They only had about a 40-year lifespan. So, Cleopatra is our topic, and I tell you what, this is the last of our Egyptian topics for the month, which has just been such a great learning curve, right?
Yeah, it has. Like, we think we know certain things, you know, like about Tutankhamun or Akhenaten and things like that. But the more you kind of dig into it, you know, the history that we have in the Western world is very, very different, you know, to actual Egypt and how they feel about those, you know, those people.
Sure.
And all of them.
Yeah, sure. And I think, you know, like it's so hard to even, like, I know there's a few people that we're friends with and that follow us on Cryptid Women's Society that are archaeologists, or they've done studies in archaeology and anthropology and stuff. And Juliet understands this because she's done anthropology at university. There's so many different civilizations and so much information. How do you specialize and get information on many different things? You tend to specialize in one area, right? Egyptology or ancient Greece, or whatever. And so to be able to have the ability to research all of these different civilizations, for me, it's really it's such a privilege, and it's so I'm getting so much knowledge from it, and I feel really excited about it, because I'm not just kind of boxed into researching one space a lot and knowing everything about it. We get to kind of get a bit of a sprinkling of everything, right?
Yeah, and you kind of find like a little line and you just follow it. You kind of go, oh, this really kind of piques my interest. So you just kind of follow that.
Yeah. And so, being able to do Cleopatra today, obviously one of the most influential women of all time. I mean, not even, one civilization, but just of all time. She's so influential as far as women taking important roles in society and influencing men, and just holding those really high level governmental, or in her case, royalty roles, was pretty massive, right?
And then there's it's a big thing, the propaganda, the Roman propaganda to take it down, because she was powerful. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. And she was incredibly powerful, incredibly, right? She had far too much power as far as one woman goes, because she was, in fact, she was ruler, but they also didn't have government back then. So she was the ultimate ruler. She was the queen, but she was also, she wasn't bound by any rules, regulations, political things, or anything like that. She put everything in place and got to change whatever she wanted.
Yeah, she kind of made her own stuff, and she became very like with the people as well. The people loved it.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, look, when she was ruling, there was famine and conflict and all sorts of really, really bad stuff going on. And I've got a little bit of history on that. Do you want me to run you through a little bit of history, Julia?
Yeah, can we go through the history first?
Yeah, man, for sure. So, as everyone knows, we kind of just jump in this and we've researched different things. And this morning we were like, what have you done? Oh God, what have you done? And then we're like, okay, no, we're okay. We're fine. We have a show. So it's always really interesting. Yeah. So one of the things that always kind of got me was, I knew that Cleopatra was not Egyptian, right? I knew that her ancestry wasn't Egyptian, but I could not figure out how she ended up being a royal in the Egyptian line, right? How on earth did she end up ruling Egypt? It just did my head in. I had no idea. So I was like, right, that's where I've got to start, because that's the one thing I really don't understand about her. How did she even get in there? And my little conspiracy brain went on, and I was like, haha, I shall go forth and conspiracize. Anyway, so basically the timeline goes like this. A couple of weeks ago, we spoke about Nefertiti, Queen Nefertiti, and King Akhenaten, right? And Akhenaten was the one that Juliet covered with the big elongated head. Am I correct?
Yeah, like who suspects is an alien, who came in and basically wiped out all the other gods must go. We now will only follow one god, which is the sun god.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. So as far as the timeline goes, I just wanted to put it into perspective as to kind of where Cleopatra sat within this space, right? So Nefertiti and Akhenaten were the last pharaohs, basically, of that dynasty, of that big pharaoh dynasty of the Egyptians. And they ran Egypt from 1353 through to 1336 BCE. And that's before the zero. So about 1,000 years before zero, right? Just to put it into perspective for that timeline. Cleopatra came into her reign in 51 BC through to 30 BC. So they were 1,000 years prior to Cleopatra coming in. Because in my mind, they were quite close, right? I was like, yeah, Nefertiti with the big bust and the head. And then Cleopatra must have come in pretty close to her, right? They were like 1,000+ years apart. Yeah. Just to put that into perspective, yeah. So one of the questions Juliet asked me was, then how did they keep all the gods and the goddesses and all that sort of stuff coming through, right? So yes, Nefertiti and Akhenaten, they changed the system that they were running. They moved the capital city. They changed the system to believe in one god, Ra, right? The sun god Ra. But they still had those other lower level gods. They didn't cut all of those gods out, and they still believed in all of those gods. And especially for Upper and Lower Egypt, those gods still flourished within the people. So when Cleopatra came in, and given Cleopatra's family ruled for 300 years. So her the Ptolemy Empire, or Ptolemaic Empire, which is she's part of, ruled for that 300-year period from 30 BC all the way back for 250 years prior to that.
Yeah.
And so throughout that empire, they still allowed the Egyptian people to have those gods and believe in those gods and worship those gods and that sort of stuff. And so that was part of the thing that I was like, this is really crazy. How does this work when they are, Cleopatra is obviously not Egyptian, right? She's Ptolemaic. So basically, this is the information that I came up with. And I'm just going to kind of read through this so that you kind of get the timeline and the information that I kind of got.
Hi to Mike.
Pop it in your brain.
Frozen.
Oh, hi. Sorry, I'm frozen. Juliet's a bit frozen too.
I'm okay. I'm going, but yeah.
Oh, look, it is what it is. But hey, you guys, thanks so much for joining us. We appreciate it so much. Anyway, okay. So Cleopatra was a ruler of considerable influence, rising further in status than any other Egyptian queen had. So Cleopatra the Seventh, and that's who we're talking about, Cleopatra the Seventh, ruled Egypt for 21 years, 51 to 30 BCE, if you're going down that space, or BC if we're before Christ. I don't know which one I believe in. Anyway, so she lost her kingdom once, then she regained it, then she nearly lost it again. She amassed an entire empire, and then she lost it all. So basically, that's her timeline. So Cleopatra came under the series of Ptolemaic rulers who had control over Egypt for more than 300 years. Cleopatra was almost pure Macedonian Greek with a bit of Iranian, but no Egyptian ancestry. Not a damn thing, right? Zero. And can we just real quickly say, block the chess in Zamama 1000. Oh my God, hey. That's the most amazing name ever. Intense, but I like it. So she had zero Egyptian lineage whatsoever, right? So basically, this is what happened. Egypt was under an oppressive rule by the Persians, right? The Persians had come in, destroyed Egypt, taken over, enslaved everyone, was doing this whole thing. It was terrible. Alexander the Great came in, liberated Egypt from this regime. Basically, Alexander the Great was going around conquering all these other places, and on a side note, popped into Egypt and went, oh, let me fix that problem too, right? So literally how it was. So, and this is how the Ptolemaic Empire came to rule Egypt. They came over from Greece and started ruling through Alexander the Great. Make sense? So that's how they were basically implanted into Egyptian rule. And that was the part that I was like, how the hell does this work? How does she even get in there?
Yeah.
I figured it out. So Cleopatra was born in Egypt in Alexandria on the Nile Delta in 69 BC. She was the seventh in the Ptolemaic dynasty. to bear the name Cleopatra. And the name Cleopatra means glory of the father. So she certainly wasn't the very first Cleopatra, but she was the first woman to rule, or first Cleopatra to rule. She had two older sisters, Cleopatra the Sixth and Berenice the Fourth, as well as younger sister Arsinoe, Fourth.
Going on there, Lisa. What's going on?
Arsinoe the Fourth. There were two younger brothers as well, Ptolemy the Eighth and Ptolemy the 14th. It is thought that Cleopatra the Sixth may have died as a child, and their father had Berenice beheaded. So that's pretty rough. But remember, it's all about ascension to the throne, right? Who is in line to the throne? He obviously had a thing for Cleopatra. That only leaves her younger sister, Arsinoe, number 4, and the younger brothers, Ptolemy 8 and Ptolemy 14. So that means that Cleopatra is now the oldest, right? She's in line for the throne. So at the time of her birth, her father, Ptolemy VII, was under immense pressure from the Roman Empire, and he was struggling to keep his empire together, basically the Empire of Egypt. There was other countries involved in that, right? In 55 BC, with the support of Romans, Cleopatra's father, Ptolemy VII, was put back onto the throne, which he ruled alongside his 17-year-old daughter, Cleopatra. So she started ruling when she was around 17 alongside her father. Obviously, set up for the throne.
Learning the family business.
Learn the family business, baby. Yeah. So after her father's death, it was wished in his will that Cleopatra should share the throne alongside her 12-year-old brother and husband, Ptolemy the 8th. Right? Woo-hoo-hoo. It gets even better, baby. It gets even better. So this is from information from the State Information Services in Egypt, right? Government site. According to Egyptian law, Cleopatra was forced to have a consort. She was either a brother, who was either a brother or a son, no matter what age, throughout her reign. So she needed someone who was either a brother or a son to marry. So she was married to her younger brother, Ptolemy the 8th, when he was just 12. However, and this is where I think her independence and confidence and arrogance possibly comes from, right? She soon dropped his name from any official documents, regardless of the Ptolemaic insistence. So basically, she was getting a whole heap of pressure from the family over in Greece saying, you have to do these things, and saying a male presence must be first among the co-rulers. So she was a co-ruler with her younger brother, but essentially she went, screw you, mate, I'm taking it all. And basically
there was a lot of pressure. There was a lot of pressure for him to take over, one of the brothers to take over.
100%.
Yeah.
Well, it's that whole male rule, right? You have to be a male ruler. So, but she basically solidified this by going, you know what? I'm also going to have my portrait and my name on coins of that time and ignore her brother altogether. So I was just like, go do it. So when Cleopatra's father finally died and she became co-ruler with her younger brother / husband, there was anarchy abroad and famine at home. It was pretty bad. Cleopatra was a strong-willed Macedonian queen who was brilliant, and she dreamed of a greater world empire, and she almost achieved it, right? She was all about bringing everyone together. She was passionate, and this is what it stated, and I was like, yeah, good call. She was passionate, but not promiscuous. As far as we know, she had no other lovers other than Julius Caesar and Mark Antony. Yeah. She believed that she did what was felt necessary to try and save Alexandria, and she'd do it at whatever price. And I thought that was so good of them to mention that, right? Because the perspective is that she was just, getting it on with everyone.
We'll get into that with the Roman topic.
100%. Yeah, absolutely. And real quick, can we just do a shout out to Gainesfield Files podcast? What up, bro?
I don't think I'm echoing as much now.
No, I think you're better, actually.
It's a lot better.
So during her 21-year reign, Cleopatra VII ruled over lands of Egypt, but also Cyprus, Libya, and multiple other territories. And the other thing I wanted to mention about her was that she was the only one in her family that learned to speak Coptic Egyptian, right? She could speak other languages, but she was the only one in the entire 300 years of royalty throughout Egypt to actually learn to speak the language of her people that she ruled over.
Yeah.
And I think that gives precedence to the kind of person she was and the kind of ruler she was for her people, right?
Yeah, she did really embrace the Egyptian lifestyle and the goddesses and all that kind of stuff. You know, she loved it. You know, she felt very connected to the Egyptian people.
Yeah, 100%. And the only other thing, I mean, look, it goes into way more information in regards to, you know, having her younger sister killed and put out, you know, removed from the situation after she tried to take the queenship. She had her removed. Cleopatra ended up having to leave Egypt. She got run out of Egypt, and then she came back to Alexandria when Julius Caesar put her back on the throne. You know, there's so many back and forwards throughout her history and her life, but basically she ran an empire, took over from her father, who was destroying that empire and not making it flourish, and she created an amazing space for her people to live in, and then it all kind of went pear-shaped once the Romans decided to take over, basically.
Yeah. Again. But yeah.
So I found that really interesting. So I just wanted to give you a nice little history.
Yeah. She was an amazing woman, and I think that's why her name and what she did is kind of stayed through history and become such a iconic thing, and which is really interesting because Elizabeth Taylor, who played her in Cleopatra, also had a very iconic moment. So yeah, we'll get to that connection after.
So, yeah.
Very echoey again. It's okay. All right. So, like a little kind of some of the other stuff about Cleopatra. She was fluent in at least 6 other languages. She was very, very highly educated. She also published 2 texts. So one on like body and cosmetics and medical stuff, and the other one on weight and meters for measurement and trade. And she also did natural sciences and stuff like that. So you know, she was very, very educated and stuff. And like you and I were talking, she was not the skinny, perfect looking. She was quite a voluptuous woman. She had a big nose on her and stuff like that. So, you know, there's this whole thing of that she was like this absolute beauty. But even back in those times, it was more about her brain. So,
wow, Juliet, you sound like you're standing at a bus stop.
Yeah, I know. How does that sound? Is that any better?
Yeah, actually, you sound pretty tinny, but you don't sound like you're standing at a bus stop now.
Yeah, I unplugged the speaker. I don't know if it's the speaker's not connected properly. I don't know. So
that's okay. No stress.
So Plutarch, so the Roman historian Plutarch, basically had a lot to say about her, and some of the stuff that he said, there was so much more to Cleopatra than her looks. To converse with her had an irresistible charm, and her presence, combined with the persuasiveness of her discourse and her character, was somehow diffused towards her behaviour towards others. So, like, she basically could talk to anybody and kind of win them over. He said there was a sweetness in the tones of her voice and her tongue like an instrument of many strings. She could readily talk whatever language she pleased, so that in her barbarians seldom and an interpreter.
Wow. Yeah, super intelligent as far as linguistics go, right?
Yeah. She just seemed to, basically connect with everybody. I mean, so she must have had these people around her teaching her these languages and stuff like that. So she obviously had this really supportive kind of crew around her, I suppose.
Yeah. I find it really interesting because, like she is this super intelligent, well-educated woman. And you can see why her father was just so endeared of her and wanted her to rule, because obviously he went, you're the woman that's going to take our empire and carry on our empire and that sort of stuff. And I feel like at 17 years old, she was probably showing those amazing traits, right?
Yeah, and that's why he pulled her to his side.
100%. 100%.
Yeah. So she, I'm just going to go into we've got her death. We'll start with that. So Cleopatra's death, they're saying it played out as dramatically as how she lived. After the Egyptian queen and a long-time lover, Roman general Mark Antony, saw their forces decimated in the Battle of Actium. That was like in 31 BC. They both retreated to an uncertain future in Alexandria. So months later, the Roman army of Octavian, we do have a picture there of Octavian coming in. They were basically beaten, and so Mark Antony basically fell on his own sword. He tried to commit suicide. So, which was really, like, come on,
get a grip, mate.
So he was basically taken from the gates and taken up to Cleopatra, who was said to have locked herself in her chambers, where he died in arms. So it is said, faced with the prospect of losing her kingdom, Cleopatra herself committed suicide by allowing a venomous snake to bite her in two handmaidens.
Yes.
So you look into the history of this, so the stuff that were around and stuff like that. If you were actually bitten by one of these snakes, it is not a fast death. It is very, very slow. So basically, it was Octavian was at the gate, Antony fell on his sword, Octavian came in and found them all dead. But the truth remains like quite elusive. There were no eyewitnesses and no primary accounts written about her death. The only thing we know is what comes from Octavian, who people said was a suspect in himself.
Totally. He was a bad guy, man. He had so many different agendas running underneath that. Oh, come on.
Yes. So he had the motive. He wanted to dead because alive, he posed basically a threat to his dominance over Egypt.
Totally.
So
and she had a son, right? She'd had a son with Caesar.
She had a son with Caesar,
who was in line to the throne, because Octavian was how many? He was like the great nephew or something. So he was a fair few back, right?
Yeah, and Cleopatra's son at this point, I think he was only about 17 years old. So, so the thing, whether or not he ordered the murder of Cleopatra and her maid servants, or basically gave her space to kill herself, nobody actually really knows. But then he did turn around and direct his guards to hunt and kill Caesar and Antony, Cleopatra's son, to remove any question of him succeeding the throne. So
wow, that's interesting.
So that was the end of her life. Yeah.
So many theories, right? Hey, Jules, real quick to interrupt you. Just on YouTube here, Tactical Bigfoot Research says, is there a second microphone, Jules, that's picking you up?
No.
Is that what's screwing up with your sound?
No, I've taken the other one. It's only the one.
Nuts. Sorry, everyone. We appreciate you guys still hanging in with us. Sorry that everything technically has gone down real fast.
Okay, how does that sound? No, it's still doing it.
No, that's pretty good. No, don't change anything, Jules. Go back to where you were. It was pretty good before. Oh, good. And thanks for everyone on Instagram. Yeah, Kelsey says now you need to put the X-Files theme song into this live. Yeah, we get you, mate, for sure. So hey, Juliet, I'm so stoked that you started with her death, because there was another theory that came through that I heard a while ago about her, Cleopatra being so educated around like natural remedies and potions and poison, right? And so one of the theories that came up was that she had poison pins, and she essentially just poisoned herself and her handmaidens, maybe.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they were saying that she did not want to be taken back to Rome. That was her biggest fear.
Yes.
Taken back to Rome and basically paraded around.
Yes. And cool.
Yeah, but there's also a part of it where you kind of think she was such a strong-willed woman. She would have been there for her people. Like, a part of me goes, I don't believe she would have done that. I believe she was probably murdered. I think she would have fought for her people, and that's why he killed her. That's my
Well, we're pretty strong women, so we would have gone down fighting as well. There's no way we would have poisoned ourselves and gone out like that. So I don't know if we're biased in the way that we would have dealt with it, for sure.
So this is where it comes in with the Roman propaganda. So Cleopatra, she lived in a highly literate age, so everything was written down by the Roman Empire. But the only one that really wrote about her was Octavian. And so he wrote the history how he wanted it recorded. And so he basically had her play a key role in his struggle to power. And he diminished her to just 2 episodes in all the writings that he did about his life and the Roman Empire and how it grew, and that was with the relationship with Julius Caesar and Mark Antony. He absolutely stripped Cleopatra of any political validity, whatever she was done to people, and she would only be remembered as an immoral foreign woman who tempted upright Roman men. That was it.
Wow. What a douchebag.
Yeah, what a douche. Put a picture of him up. Where's Octavian? Put him up there.
Oh my God, I don't know, but what a douche.
Yeah.
He doesn't deserve to go up on our page. He's a dick.
Yeah, put him up. He looks like a douchebag. Look at him.
Where is he? I can't find him. Where is he?
He's there. Look for the douchebag.
Look for the douchebag. All right then.
This is how we talk about history. Get that douchebag up there.
Sorry, hang on. Hold on. I can't find him. I don't know where he is. Bloody hell. Keep telling us.
I did send it to you. So going on to that, we have a quick talk about Elizabeth Taylor. So Elizabeth Taylor was brought in to play Cleopatra. So at the time of this great turmoil, she was with one film company. She finally got rid of them, and then I think it was Fox that came in and offered her. That's Cleopatra. That is not Octavia.
No, it's Cleopatra. It's Elizabeth.
So she was the first actress to be given $1 million contract. So she had basically got together this deal with Fox Studios. She got a $1 million contract. He also said if the filming went over, she was going to be paid a certain amount of money a month, because it was only supposed to take about 16 weeks. That was what was on it. That time could be wrong, but it ended up taking like 2 years. So there was so much kind of stuff around it. But she was like the very first woman and first actor to actually go in and negotiate her own contract with film studios. So it was pretty amazing.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is.
Yeah. And then, Elizabeth Taylor's, the love affair between Elizabeth Taylor and Richard Bush and why they're filming, that was a first part in the affairs and, all that kind of stuff. So just quite I think she was a perfect person to play Cleopatra because she was an absolute powerhouse woman and just amazing. So
yeah, 100%.
Yeah, so that's how everybody was Cleopatra, Elizabeth Taylor.
But I guess from and like we were talking about, right? Hollywood changes the facts. It changes history. All of a sudden, people think that number one, Cleopatra looked like Elizabeth Taylor. Number two, she was whoring herself around and sleeping with anything and everything and seducing men left, right, and center. And number three was ordained in all of this, this beauty stuff. Yeah, she was into cosmetics and she was one of the first to produce cosmetics, but she was Grecian. She was not a skinny white girl. She was plump. And, if you look at the pictures of what she actually looked like or what they think she actually looked like, some of those pictures we posted just earlier, Elizabeth Taylor in Hollywood is not her at all.
No. That's how people see her.
Yeah, absolutely. And I guess the same with Julius Caesar and Mark Antony. They're played by these handsome, heroic men. Turns out Mark Antony was a bit of a douchebag as well. Not a great guy. So.
Douchebags,
douchebags left, right, and center. Yeah. And I read a story, Jules, and tell me off if I steal your story.
No.
When Cleopatra was trying to, lock in her affair with Mark Antony, she brought him over to Egypt, to Alexandria, and she dressed up as Aphrodite. She had her boat paddled with silver oars. She had purple flags and all these sort of things. And purple back in those days was a royal color because you couldn't get purple, right? Purple was a royal color. And that's how she essentially seduced him and got him to sign up.
Well, she knew if she did not have, basically, she was smart enough to know she did not have a man by his side and somebody from Rome who was powerful, they would come in and take it from her. So, she played her hand as she could.
Yeah, 100%. So interesting, eh? So interesting.
Yeah, no, she was very don't identify herself with the goddess Isis all the time too. So that would be she had a very strong connection to Isis, and so she had the and stuff.
Yeah, so this is one of the images of her in Egypt, and I think this is probably before she came back and started with Mark Antony and doing these tours. And I think she went down the Nile for 2 months or something with Mark Antony, and they went and visited all the people and stuff, and then started, really promoting herself as Isis, right?
Yeah. She's So, but you can, in modern her temple and stuff like that, I think there's a temple is under the water in Alexandria in Egypt.
Yes.
So we've got pictures there. So it's not like all of her stuff has disappeared. You can actually, if you can dive, you can go and see her temple and what remains of her city underwater.
Sorry, just 1 second. Did you hear that?
What?
Fucking fuck.
I would deal with stress right now.
I find it frustrating when I can't just get what I want, technology, you're annoying me. So this is Isis. Can you see that one, Juliet?
Yeah.
So that's the picture of Isis, who she identified with, right? And she really kind of started pushing the fact that she was not just identified with Isis, but that she was the goddess Isis. Am I correct?
Almost like a reincarnation.
A reincarnation, for real. Yeah, and so here is the archipelago, or the kind of the bay that I'm not going to throw my laptop. I will not throw my laptop.
Yeah. And so what's going to be really cool is I'm going to be able to go into this bay because we're visiting Alexandria, so it'd be really awesome to go in and
yes.
Yeah.
So this is where is this? This is Alexandria, right?
This is Alexandria. So basically the temple is in the middle. So the Egyptian government are actually working on an underwater museum. So it is finally, there was a few issues, but now it's supposedly going ahead. You're going to be able to walk between these ruins, which would just be, oh my God, so amazing. So this is some of the stuff that's from his people. So as you can see, I mean, they're perfect. You can see more in the background there. It's just insane.
So just take our time through here, Jules, and we'll just let Instagram team pick up on these ones.
Yeah.
So and I had no idea of this, right? Juliet's just brought this to my attention and gone, dude, the temple of, or the palace of Cleopatra in Alexandria is underwater now, and you can literally go and see all these things. And I was like, I didn't even know that. I had no idea that was a thing. So
I always used to believe, because like half of these temples that disappear, you've got like a little bit of pottery, you've got this, there's not a lot left, but this is just amazing.
Wow, yeah, it's like they haven't, it's like it hasn't even been touched, right?
Yeah, it just
that is absolutely mental. And the more I started looking into it, I was like, oh my God, I want to go there. So what do you mean? Do you mean like they're gonna do like tours, like i.e. put your scuba gear on and do a
no, it's literally, it's like a glass or the plastic. So it's gonna be underwater on the water bed, and it's going to be built around underwater. So it's I think it's probably one of the first of its kind. So it started right back in early 2012 or something, and then there was kind of issues between governments and stuff, and so they are talking about bringing it and starting it again. So I mean, how amazing would that be? That would just be insane.
So are you going to go and do a bit of a snorkel there or something? What are your plans on that?
I don't know. I don't know what we can do. You would have to do more than snorkel. You would have to scuba dive, and I scuba dive, but
yeah.
So, but it'd be pretty cool. And they also have the boat with the glass on the bottom. So if there's anything like that there, yeah, absolutely. That would just be so cool.
Wow, that would be mental.
Yeah. So it'd be really interesting, and that's one of those things we don't know what is going to be around locally that we can actually find. We only know about the big tourist things.
Yeah.
I actually had an old guy come in to work, and they were going on their 80th cruise. I was saying that. So he's like, oh, you've got to travel, you've got to travel. And I said, I'm going to Egypt in 3 weeks. And he turned around and goes, oh, you must go see the big pyramids and Caesar and stuff. I was like, yeah. He goes, don't waste your time going into the big pyramid. And I'm like, oh, what's that? He goes, you have to bend over the whole day, they take your phone, they take your cameras, and you go down there, and he goes, nothing, just there's no drawings, there's no hieroglyphs, there's nothing in the Great Pyramid, is there? I mean,
no, we know this. There are no hieroglyphs.
So he's just like, it smells, it's damp, you get a sore back, you get sore knees. He goes, don't waste your time.
Yeah, no, we know this though, because we talked about it. There are no hieroglyphs in the pyramids of Giza, and that's why we think that there's theories that these are not actually burial chambers, because every other burial chamber has got hieroglyphs in.
Yeah.
100%. Oh, you got to go in it. Please go in it. Just do it for us, okay? Do it for us.
Yeah, I know. So it'd be really interesting because I know a lot of these places you're not actually able to take your cameras and
For sure. Yeah. And understand that, like, it's understandable because it's all, tourism and that sort of stuff. But also, like, being able to go in somewhere like that and smell and use your other senses and bring back that information, because you might smell some sort of chemical, you might smell something that you shouldn't. You might smell a dog.
Dead rats. Dead rats, dead snake, But no, I did read a thing where they actually have people that go in and basically run around and clear all the snakes out. Which I'm like,
oh my God!
That's their job. They run down and they make sure that there's no snakes in there, and they shoot the snakes out before the tourists come in.
Hey, can we just give a big shout out to Golden Valkyrie? Thanks for joining us. Hey, back at show. Oh my God, I love it. I love the fact that we've gotten to spend like 5 whole weeks on Egypt. Like, even when you're at school studying Egypt, you never get to spend this long on researching different parts of it, right?
And so many different aspects of it, from the crypto side, the alien side, the history side of stuff. That's kind of what's really exciting.
For real, yeah. So cool. Hey man, so you're heading out in like just over 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So whilst Juliet is away smelling pyramids, the inside of pyramids,
and milking camels.
Oh my God, yes. If anyone doesn't know what her challenge is, Juliet's challenge when she's in Egypt is to go and milk a camel. And I've told her to get a girl camel because boy camels, that's not milk. But
it is, but a long time.
Okay, this is a PG show. So while Juliet's away, I have some special guests helping me co-host a couple of shows while Jules is overboard there. And we are talking about cryptids for the next 4 weeks, which is going to be so cool. We're going into Bigfoot, we're going into the Hodag, we're going into Mothman, we're going into Champ, the Lake Champlain monster. And then we get to do Christmas cryptids, which will be so much fun. So
yeah, nasty. It's going to be nasty.
So no, it's going to be really, really cool. And we're just so stoked to have everyone along for the ride. And if there's anything you want us to cover, please just send us a direct message on Instagram or on YouTube, or jump onto any of our other socials if there's something that you think we got wrong. Or if you want us to do more of,
we'll always be something. We'll just put it in the other way.
Yeah. How about something that we should just
dates, times, names,
all of the above.
Yeah, we accept that. We're just totally up for that.
Yeah. Hopefully next week technology will be back on track, and just stuff will be working a little bit better. I'm not quite sure what's going on today, but we appreciate everyone for sticking in there with us.
Yeah, this might be one of them, like, just box and put up and redo later.
Quite possible.
I don't know. I don't know why it's echoing. It's never echoed before, but that's...
Oh, yeah, look, and I don't even have a picture that moves right now, so...
You're gonna be like stuck with your finger up your nose or something.
Which is a highly likely position for me to be in, so that's pretty awesome. And hey, just real quick, I had a really great experience the other day that I just wanted to share with everyone, because you do this sort of stuff as far as what we're doing with Cryptid Women's Society, and you try real hard, and you put content out, and you spend time researching, and you do all this sort of stuff with the hopes that you can create something from it. It moves you forward as a person and as a family and all that sort of stuff, and it helps many other people. And yesterday I was at work, and a lady came up to me, and for anyone that doesn't know what I do, I work at a gym. I'm a personal trainer. And a lady looked at me and she goes, "Oh, are you on Instagram?" And I said, oh, yeah, well, not much with, my business as far as the fitness goes, not much, but little bits. And she goes, no, you're the cryptid lady. You're on Instagram. And I went, oh, my goodness, I am. And she said, yep, I watch you. I follow you. That is so good. And I was like, oh my gosh, thank you so much. And so that it made me feel so motivated that we are doing the right thing and that we're making some form of an impact in the world and in people's lives. And so I just wanted to share that with you because that was just such a cool moment that I had.
Yeah. And you talk about this stuff and then you start kind of bringing these people into you, don't you? People that have got the same interests, the same sense of humor.
Yeah. Oh God, the people with the same sense of humor. You poor people.
Lewis, we had an amazing interview with Lewis talking about the chupacabra, and honestly, it's the coolest dude, so funny, and we can't wait to kind of share this interview.
Oh yeah. Keep your eyes peeled on that one. So that is an interview that will be going into the secret door on the Cryptid Women's Society members.
And we will release little bits for other people, but it's the Puerto Rican chupacabra, which blew our minds. Absolutely blew our minds.
And one of the best parts about it was, Lewis is the son of
the commander.
What was he? Was like
his father was the commander in Puerto Rico.
Yeah,
at the time of the chupacabra sighting.
Absolutely, and back then, Lewis was in his 20s, so he wasn't a kid getting this information. He was a grown man getting this information and talking to people and stuff. And their accounts of what this thing was and what it did to the animals there and the amount of
and how many attacks.
Yeah.
We were unaware of how many attacks this chupacabra had done. Yeah. Insane.
Yeah, and the chupacabra in Puerto Rico is not the same as the chupacabra in America. And man, it was mind-blowing. So if you want to watch that interview, all you got to do is get into Cryptid Women's Society, get a girl to share with you.
Buy one for your wife or your girlfriend. There you go.
Oh, yeah. There you
go.
Or your sister, or your daughter. She'll share with you and you can watch it together.
Oh, yeah, your sister, your daughter, your mum, your
100%. Anyway, hey, thank you everyone for joining us. Again, apologies for the technical stuff, but we love having you all here. Fantastic conversation, and please join us next week for our talk on cryptids. It's going to be super fun, and we cannot wait to see you all there. Juliet, say goodbye to the love people.
Goodbye, everybody. No, thank you, and the whole echoey is doing my head in too. So I don't know how you guys are
girls and guys. You're the best. Thanks, Juliet, for being with us.